Hello and welcome to Steve.
Harvey.
What?
I don't even know what you're talking about. This is what happens when we hit record.
Welcome to In the Library with
Marsha
and Adrian. Today we have with us special guest.
Stephanie Wintersteen.
And Lori Goins.
Welcome. We're glad to have you on the show. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Wow. Well, what do you want to know? I have worked at the library for about 20 years. I worked in Ida and Petersburg up until about a year and a half ago, and I've been at Ellis since then, and I love it. I am part of the youth services department.
Sure.
I oversee the youth services department, so that is also fun. And personally, I'm married with 3 almost grown kids. So, and outside of work, I like to do jujitsu. I'm a blue belt in jujitsu, which is my little secret that, nobody would guess. The jujitsu librarian.
I know. That's a good little fun fact about you.
Yeah.
Fun fact about Stephanie for me is I've known her since she's been 5 years old, and I've known her forever. And I was super excited to steal her from the ISD to come to the library.
Yeah.
So we're always love to work together with Stephanie, and she does such amazing things. So, and then Lori, over to you.
Hi, I'm Lori Goins. I've been with the library system for probably 15 years. I started out as a page at Dorsch downtown, and I've been through several of the South County library systems. I came to Ellis as youth services. Jaden rescued me from the ISD.
Oh, sorry, ISD. You stole them both. I guess I didn't realize that. That's funny.
And so
if you're tuning in from the ISD, it's nothing personal.
no, not at all. Not at all. Because we have the best jobs here, though.
Right. Yeah.
I have, let's see, I've been in youth services for probably 9 years here at Ellis. I am a wife, a mom of 3 adult children, and I have 3 absolutely beautiful baby grand boy children. And
How can you when you're only 30 years old?
Thank
How do you
you.
have all this? How do you have grandbabies?
I like that question. It's in the genes.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't have any secret talent.
I just told you earlier I have no talent, so we're talentless.
No,
We're talentless.
over here.
Yeah, Stephanie and Adrian hogged all the talents. There's none for Lori and I. We have none. And I don't know, Adrian sometimes has some really burning questions. I don't know if you want to start with that.
What are you reading?
What are you eating? No, just kidding. It sounded like you said, what are you
Eating
eating?
or reading?
Reading.
Reading.
It just sound like
It
eating.
didn't sound like eating. I was
Everything.
like, well, right now I'm eating a lot of
Oatmeal.
our office feels tasty. What am I reading? This is gonna sound terrible, but right now I'm not reading a lot.
I thought for sure it was going to be like a children's
Well,
book, a
that's
picture
the
book.
thing.
Always.
That is the thing.
Mhm.
I'm always reading children's books. I don't have a lot of time to read for myself, even though I have like 2 giant stacks at home. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Like anyone can see me.
She's making a big pile of stack of books for home.
Right, exactly. But I do have a book I've been carrying around that
Oh yeah, there you go.
yeah, the one
I count that too.
Yeah.
I count a book I've been carrying around.
Wreck the Halls by
Oh.
Tessa Bailey. So I'm in the Christmas spirit.
Perfect.
But,
Perfect
yeah.
time for that.
I'll get to it maybe this weekend.
Right. Oh, you have your book with you too.
Too.
Look at these guys are so prepared.
So I just finished The Marsh King's Daughter, which is an adult fiction that I don't usually read anything adult. So my husband and I just went on vacation and we went to the Upper Peninsula. So it was really cool to see Tequamanon Falls in the book. But currently I am reading Avon Green to Our Special Needs Adults. This is a book about a girl who has no arms, and it has been an incredible read. And she has sequels, and she also writes J books. Her name is Dusty Bowling, and she is just an incredible author that I've just discovered. So I read that, and children's books, we never have enough time to read daily, however many. I mean, I don't even know what.
We need like a reading hour where we
Yes.
just
catch
sit
up.
and read because
Yes, we don't have that.
And we're getting new books every day, and you see them coming through. It's
Yeah.
one of the hazards of the jobs, right? We
Yeah.
see every book we want to read.
In our office, you would know we have books everywhere.
that's where it's clear that this isn't a video.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I see someone else reading a book, and now I'm like, now I've got to read that. Now I want to read Avon Green. So yeah, I think that is one of the hazards of our job for sure. Unpacking delivery boxes. I want to read everything that's
Right.
there, the new books that come through.
My eyes are bigger than the time that I have.
Yeah, for sure.
as our quote says, my imagination is bigger than my calendar.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. My book list is bigger than my calendar.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love that. Any other questions from you right now, Adrian?
If you could only eat one color of food for the rest of your life, what color would you pick?
Oh, wow. That is a thinker.
He's full of them.
That's tricky. I mean, green is probably the healthiest. And I know. As long as it's like not green meat.
Yeah.
Spoiled
right.
meat. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to go with
Good for
green.
you. I was, yeah.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Green for both of
Green.
Still
you.
a good answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not green meat.
No,
No.
No
You
green
really like
tofu
meat.
or if
Yeah.
I do.
Problem.
My mind went to right to like yellow. I was thinking potatoes and bread and mac and cheese. And then I was like, or red, like pizza and pasta.
Well,
so I was like,
that's
red or yellow.
good.
And then you said green, and I'm like, oh,
And then
that's-
there's strawberries. Yeah, I don't know.
what about you, Adrian? What's your color that you can only eat?
Brown,
Brown.
because brown is the color of delicious.
Oh, chocolate?
Donuts. Yeah, chocolate.
Chocolate, donuts,
We should
a
pick.
seared steak. Come on.
Oh,
Seared
okay.
eggs.
There, you're right. That's
Alright.
good. Better than a green. Better than green eggs and
Yeah,
ham or green
agreed.
steak.
All right. I
How-
like all the. I don't
I
want to
know.
just choose one.
Me too. But it would be kind of fun to choose one for a day, though.
Yeah.
You know, where you could just eat that color that day. We should do that for like a week.
Eat the rainbow.
Children's
Wednesday is
program.
red.
Children's
Wednesday is
program.
orange. Right, there we go.
I feel like everything is a program too. Do you guys
Yes,
feel that way too? You hear something and you're like,
absolutely.
oh, let's eat the rainbow this week. So a
I
new color
have
every day.
lists
Yeah,
everywhere.
there you
Like,
go.
oh, here's an
Add it
idea.
on there. I have Post-it notes
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's what we have to just
See, my
talking
post-it
about.
notes are 7. 7.
That's a good
This
question.
is my way to not have post-it notes, but I still have post-it
Oh,
notes,
yeah.
so
No,
it's
for
all
sure.
good.
Do you have any more?
Okay. If you could trade voices with anyone, who would you trade voices with?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's deep.
So hard. Trade voices? What kind of voice do
I guess.
want?
I don't know. I mean, are we thinking like Tony the Tiger?
Or
Because it's
Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, Kermit the Frog.
Right.
Vincent Price, so I could be scary and do the thriller
Like
song.
I mean, it's a little manly for me. Like
I pick him too.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh,
like has a deep like
He
you
should be
just
voicing
want to
everything.
listen to him.
He should be voicing everything, not just
Yeah.
like March of the Penguins, but I mean,
No.
he should narrate the world.
But I could listen to him.
Yes,
I agree.
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Mine were men too. How about you,
And
Lori?
I cannot think of
I know. I like that you picked Kermit the
Anyone.
Frog. You know,
Yeah.
you know, I love me some Muppets Grover. Yeah. I would be like Grover. I kind of already
You know,
sound like that.
Eeyore.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be a fun day just to talk like
Father, come here, kids. I'll tell you
They
a
wouldn't-
story.
I feel like that someday.
That's
Like,
right.
that would be
right.
perfect.
We feel like Eeyore, but then we bring on our Tigger face.
Tigger, yeah, I was gonna say.
That's
bounce,
great.
bounce,
Eeyore's
bounce.
funny too. And I'm always telling on every podcast about all of the great programs everywhere around the county. So you just go to mymcls.com, choose the events calendar. You can sort by branch. You can go to all the libraries. Everything is free at the library. I encourage people to visit multiple branches and multiple programs. And these guys, I'm always reading. You guys have so many things going on. I'm always
We
reading
do.
the flyers about them. I always say there's something every day for every age, for every person, and at some libraries. So that if you, especially since I have youth services on here today, I mean, there's just something all the time. You guys do amazing things for all ages. The after school programs that you do, obviously the story times and the outside programs. I was just giving a tour earlier today, and I was telling them about your outside programs.
Literacy
So,
on the lawn.
yes, for literacy on the lawn, and then you do an adult one too. So I mean, there's just so much. But yeah, I usually have the flyers in front of me, which of course I don't, so I'm just scrambling. But but you can see for yourself, or you can just go to any branch and like grab some flyers or read it on the wall or call. You could call and say, hey, what's fun stuff's going on at Ellis? I mean, it's a lot.
It would take us a while to rattle it off
Yeah.
because we do have a very large lineup, but we're really proud of the programs that we put together, and we really do try to have something for everyone, all the way from babies up through teens in the actual youth services world, and then you even have adults in there with
Yeah.
our youth services for your
1,000
Yeah.
Hours Outside, Jenny Urich's book and her
Vision or her
vision. Yeah, 1,000 Hours Outside. And she's a Michigander, which makes it even better. I like to
Mhm.
stay within our great state.
Yeah, I love that. Is she doing Riders on the River? I just thought of
She
that.
is, no,
Not this
but
year.
I should have.
I know.
Oh, next
Well,
year.
that's a good segue because I always, so this will come out, like normally the programs I want to plug have
Mhm.
already happened, but Writers on the River will be happening as soon as this comes out. So on Sunday, November 12th, it's in the afternoon and we're closed. The library's closed, but it's going to be open to these authors. And Writers on the River, if you have never gone, you should definitely come. There is a list of authors, which of course, oh, I do have some in front of me. So this is, Sunday, November 12th from 12 to 3. And we have a ton of good authors on here, so many. And you can come and you can buy books or you can meet the authors. They'll autograph them. It's strategically placed in November, so they make great Christmas gifts. I always say come and load up for Christmas gifts. They're local. They're primarily all local. Some of them do a little bit of traveling. They're mostly Michigan, some Ohio, and they're just great. Shauna Mazer, who just did a program here.
The historical hauntings.
Yep, she did that here. She had that at Ida. She did that
Yeah.
everywhere. But Shauna Mazer's bringing her book, just to name one of them. There's so many.
And there's for children all the way up through adults.
Oh yeah. So you can go online to see who's here. You can just, I would just recommend coming if you've never been, or even if you have. Sunday, November 12th from 12 to 3. All right, Adrian, what do you got?
What do I got? One.
Do you have any more questions?
If you could shrink any object pocket size and carry it around, what would you carry around with you?
Can it be a person? What would you shrink to carry around with you?
Wow.
I don't think I want any extras.
Am I wearing pockets? That's going to determine. my
Yeah,
answer.
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
We don't get pockets.
No.
So mine would be nothing.
Mine would be my puppy.
Oh,
My
that's a
puppy
good
in my
one.
pocket.
Yeah.
Because she's already on me like all the time at home,
then
but
you
she's big. But now I could just,
You're right.
like,
I would bring style.
and she would make me feel good at work when I'm like a little stressed. I'd just be like, okay.
Puppy's
Like,
a good
that's
idea.
right.
Puppy's
That's
a good
great
idea.
idea.
I asked if it could be a person because I said that. I just told Lou the other day, I said, oh, she's so cute. I just want to like carry her around in my pocket. And he goes, well, I don't think she'd like that. So I wonder if it could be a person, but puppy is much safer
Yeah.
than
Oh,
person.
yeah.
That's a great.
What about you, Adrian? What are you carrying around that you're shrinking down in your pocket?
Maybe an anvil. You never know when you're going to need an anvil.
Right.
And if it's shrunk down, it probably won't pull your pants down. It'll be like perfect size.
You know, it's the little things.
Literally. So is there anything you'd like our listeners to know about the library, about yourself, is there anything else you'd like to share? Open mic opportunities, ladies. They kind of want to be prepared for these questions. I said
I
no one's
know.
prepared for these
No.
questions. We're just throwing them off the cuff.
I think it has been the best job ever. I've taught, I've homeschooled, I've done many different things with not necessarily education, but in the education line, teaching, facilitating. And I think that at the library, it has been the most rewarding. I think it's crazy that some of these children I used to teach in kindergarten are now in high school and they come and now they help
Right.
programs. And I think that's really cool. It's cool to see when a baby walks. It's cool to see when a child learns how to read and they're like, it's because the library, it's nice to see. I think those girls at the library are very cool and it's a commitment, but it's not a classroom. And I think that
100%.
is the best part. And you get to meet families. Some of the families I still go and visit. And I think that's so unique that in this workplace, you could meet someone from the community and still become very dear friends and maybe not even know them from another walk of life. So, and not having little children around anymore, except the new grandbabies.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to always have new life.
Yes.
It's always fun to see new families. It's always fun to see the babies that they're having and seeing their families grow. So I think it's just the best job.
I 100% agree with everything you just said. It's amazing to me because I'll see people that I haven't seen in a few years and I'm like, wait, you were just like 3 and now you're what, 17? Like,
That's how I felt about
Yeah.
your daughter when I thought you're like, she's in college now. And I was like, but wasn't she just born? We
Yeah.
found that picture where
Yeah.
we were at Petersburg and she was just born.
and she
So
sees me at a volleyball game. She's like, oh, is Kaylee playing? I was like, no,
Yeah.
she's in college and sophomore. And she's like,
I'm like,
"What?"
she's still a baby in my mind. How can
Right.
she be in college? What happened to those years?
I
But-
think that's the best thing though, is I
Mhm.
actually started this job 6 weeks after my oldest daughter, Malia, was born.
Mhm.
And she will be 21 in March. But it was incredible. Like I could bring them to work if I had to. I could, if I was sick, I was able to stay home with them. I was able, as they were growing up, to build programs around things that they would like and that their friends would like. And I have a teaching background, but you couldn't pay me enough to go be a teacher now. I think teachers are heroes.
Yes,
Um,
I concur.
My dad was a teacher, my husband's a teacher, but there's no way now that I would want to go be a teacher. This is literally the best job because you still get to enrich all these minds. You get to form these relationships with them. You don't have them for just a year. You could literally have them for their entire life if, well, as long as you
Right.
work here, but
As long as we're still living.
you know what I mean? But it's so fun to just like, even out in public and you run into people and they'll hug you and like, oh, it's so nice to see you. Like they become part of your family, like in ways. And I couldn't ask for a better job or a better place to work. So I'm very lucky and fortunate that I happened upon this.
Yes, for sure. Yep. Sorry, ISD. Sorry, we stole them both. But yeah, I agree with all of that too. It's different every day. You meet new people. And like you say, just building programs around them, customizing them to the patrons. And
you never know what each day is going to bring.
Oh, for sure. Other duties is assigned.
Right.
Other
Exactly.
duties is assigned. Right, guys? I love that you shout that out. So yeah, it's my dream job too. I love it as well. Adrian, you've also had a lot of jobs, so I'm glad that you're sticking around. How do you like this job? Are you staying or going?
I plead the fifth.
Well, I don't care. I don't care where you're at. We can do this podcast from anywhere. So, I mean, this is podcast for life. All right. Well, yeah. Anything else anybody wants to share or talk about?
No, thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and make sure you guys come out and visit all of us ladies here at the Ellis Library Reference Center. We love it when you stop by. We especially love when you join our programs. Please go use the library closest to you or take a drive and come see us here.
Thanks for joining us. This has been In the Library with
Marsha
and Doug.
and our special guest,
Stephanie
And Lori.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.